Hello, my name is Rihanna Dobbs, and this is the evolution of thriller. America's arguably first known thriller came in 1923, a silent comedy known as Safety Last. In this silent comedic thriller, Harold Lloyd climbs to the top of a watchtower, encountering a series of obstacles along the way. This was a rather heart-stopping motion picture of its time by the mere possibility of Harold Lloyd tragically falling to his death for all bystanders to witness. Throughout the 1920s and into the 1930s, much of these thrillers had a rather comedic value to them, with silent film actors such as Harold Lloyd, Buster Keaton, and Charlie Chaplin persuading the audience to never look away with all the rather close encounters of death and mishaps. Though comedic thrillers weren't the only films captivating moviegoers of the time, horror also played a key part in the initial formulation of these movie thrillers. Alfred Hitchcock is one of the sole pioneers of psychological thrillers, producing thrill subgenres to horror and mystery, involving scenes that would keep the audience yielding with anticipation for the much insinuated tragedy to come. In the 1930s, Alfred Hitchcock would go on to popularize what is referred to in film as the MacGuffin effect, first utilizing it in his 1932 movie Number 17. MacGuffin is a construct that essentially serves as a trigger or rather catapult for a change in character or plot. The MacGuffin effect would become an essential element in many thrillers to come. Throughout the 1940s, thrillers of mystery began to make way with movies such as Sherlock Holmes, 1942, Derailed in 1942 as well, and Shadow of Doubt of 1943, though, of course, the list does go on. With film noir becoming a rather popular style of movie making in the 1940s and throughout the 1950s, encapsulating the dark and dingy feel of a good psycho thriller. With the 1960s came axe-wielding murderers, love betrayals, monster menaces, house hauntings, and masked psychos on the up. By the 1970s and leading into the 1980s, thrillers became a whole lot more violent due to the gang prevalence throughout the 1960s. Hollywood took a keener liking to realism with movies such as Steven Spielberg's Jaws, 1975, with a bloodthirsty string of shark attacks, Carrie from 1976, a movie about a misunderstood bullied teen who gets pushed into mass murder, and Halloween of 1978, a psycho killer who escapes from a mental hospital and is now out for vengeance. With the coming of the 1990s came more notable obsession-fueled thrillers, including stalking, mental disorders, and domestic abuse. Into the 2000s, thrillers very much continued to waver on obsession and realism, with movies addressing addiction, poverty, and political injustice. My name is Rihanna Dobbs, and I am with Full Sail University. Thank you for watching my short glimpse into the movie genre thriller. I hope you enjoyed.